ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get right into this video. I just got off the phone with the young brother who reached out to me concerning a couple of videos I did within about 2-3 weeks ago concerning some individuals that he feels are very reputable, and he felt that he should come talk to me because he didn't like some of the things that he saw or some of the things he had read, on social media. Now, as you can see, my title is titled, The Fake Black Leaders and the Illusion of Black Unity, right? So he came to me in the fact that, some of the people in the articles that I have read, not that I have written, but I have read online, he felt that they were, very reputable community, had a relationship with them. And so, and I agreed. And with that, we talked for about an hour and a half. I was at the gym trying to work out. He called me. He actually came up there. We talked for about an hour and a half. So with that, with this whole entire conversation, I think this was, matter of fact, this was Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. Matter of fact, it was Friday, I think. So with the whole entire conversation, he made his point so valid about the unity in the black community. We supposed to be riding together. I was like, okay, how can I fix it? How can I fix it, right? And he said, well, I'm going to call this person and that person and I'm going to set up a meeting, right? So when he reached out to, one person, the one person said, okay, but the other person said, no, I know what it's about. I'm not going to join in. And that was the end of it, right? And so then about maybe the same night, that individual put up a social media post referencing the video I did and put a lot of, I guess, disparaging things about me. I actually never read the whole post, but I initially told myself that I was not going to respond to the post, right? I told myself that. However, after reading about 3 or 4 lines and, realizing that I had tried to make peace with this situation, I said, all right, the gloves are off, right? And so I shared what she shared, right? And I kind of referenced some of the things, some of the messy things that I was intending to get into about this person's past, which I know is true, right? I referenced some things to give people preference. And so after I made that post, it was about 5 or 10 minutes later. 5 or 10 minutes later, I get 2 simultaneously DMs, right? Or inboxes. Now, one of them, the first one, when I read it, I was like, oh, Lord, I done messed up now, right? Because at the time I responded to it, I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We can play now. You know what I'm saying? Logic goes out the window. Like, you want to, but, so I received this message from my cousin. Now, if anybody, and I won't mention her name, but if anybody knows this cousin of mine, she is a staunch, I won't call her a feminist because I don't know her particular label, but she is all about her black women or women in general. Like, she is all about, defending women, standing up for women. You better not say anything wrong about a black woman. What did you do, right? She's one of those. So she sent me a voice clip. And this is what the voice clip said. Excuse my language. She said, listen, cuz, keep your foot on that heifer neck. She lying. She lied because if it wasn't true, she'd be done sued you, right? Now, that's what she say and click off, right? So I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the message that I got from the second individual. Now, this second individual, mind you, I don't speak to my cousin or this other individual on a regular basis, hardly never. This is a childhood friend, female friend as well. She said, hey, can we talk? Send her number. I called her. First thing she says, how you doing? I say, how you doing? She was like, look, we're not going to do this. What it is, I'm very disappointed in you. You know, she said, a lot of people are rooting for you to win. You know, she said, matter of fact, I can't say that. I want you to win. Now, she's not talking about win the school seat or whatever. She's just talking about winning life. So she went on, and because what she was reading was what the particular individual said about me in their post, you know, about my past and about this and that and the other. And so she was coming from the point of, you know, don't let them drag you or don't let them discourage you, about them talking. So about them talking about you, with don't let them take you back the wrong way or feel bad about this. So she's speaking in the context of, like, she don't even live in Goldsboro. So she don't know really the backdrop, but she was calling and concerned for me by seeing that individual, quote unquote, try to tear me down. But it was just her response, or that person's response, to a video that I have done, right? And so the reason why I'm making this video is not to address any of that. Like I told her, that initial response when I was talking to that childhood friend that I just mentioned, like within about 3 minutes of the conversation, I took it down, right? But of course it was too late because it had been screenshotted, it had been shared, and actually I feel like I gave life to the post because, nobody was paying any attention to other posts that she made about the two other people, but that's neither here nor there, because it's all a learning experience, right? So I took it down and I said, look, all right, I'm not even going to say anything. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to, try to tear her character down because, for one, I received what that individual said. And not only her, it's a lot of people that were saying, all right, Richard, don't get involved in the Facebook thing, let them have it. And which that's what I've decided to do, right? But this video is related to that, but it's related to other messages that I have been getting. Like I said, I got a few messages like, yeah, Rick, F that, keep your foot on their neck, blah, 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 right? I got those messages, you know what I'm saying? What probably true, because those messages, right? Then I have the messages like, the one that caused me to take my response post down. I'm disappointed in you. You got better things to do. You've come so far. And I get it, right? But then I got a couple of more posts that saying, well, as the black people, I hate to see this in our race. And, it's about, even if it was true, we can't tear each other down like that. And, there's, we're supposed to be working together. It's divide and conquer. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Like, there is some magical kumbaya, hold my hand, ride out to the motherland coalition of black people where everybody is unified and everybody is working together. Let me dispel that myth for you. Because these same individuals who have been besmirching my name or besmirching me for reading an article out of a paper, those people have been involved with tearing other black people down for no other reason than trying to obtain a position in a twisted system that they wanted. Right? And I'm going to give you an example. And I hope my brother doesn't mind me sharing this, but I'm going to share it without his permission because I think he would get what I'm trying to say by this post in regards to, us as black people and, this illusion that we all work together. Because that's what the brother who I just got off the phone with, that is, that was his perception. Like, nah, man, these people are working in the community. But he don't know the backstory of these people that I know, right? Just to give you an example, 2019, right before I went to recovery program, a recovery ministry. Yeah, you see how easy that was, right? For me to talk about my faults. Yeah, in 2019, I went to a recovery program for alcohol and cocaine addiction. You see how easy that is, right? I used to make a lot of mistakes, right? Nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. At the time, my brother, Taj Polak, you've seen him in a few of my posts lately, because I was there when he was running for that position. And Taj is a very, very likable, very smart, very intelligent, very people-friendly person. So it's rarely anybody that you can find who dislikes Taj. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? I've known him, I've known him since grade school. We went to college together. Taj never recall an issue or time when Taj Polak had a problem with anyone, right? However, during this election, during his run for city council in 2019, he encountered so much strife and contention and defaming and belittlement from some of these same individuals who sit on county and city seats of politicians, who were mad at him because he was not only getting support from the black people, he was getting support from the white people. Now, I had friends, mind you, at the time, I'm just moving back from the Virginia, so I'm thinking, like my brother was, everybody's working together, right? But when I began to see one black man who's in politics come to me and talking to me about Taj and saying, well, yeah, man, he's a sellout, man. He ain't with us. But I'm like, bro, I see pictures on Facebook. Everybody's supposed to be together, right? Just 5 years ago. And then so I began to talk with Taj. It's like, yeah, man, this person don't like me. This person don't like me. All of these people are still in the political arena. Now, you can do the dishes however you want to do the dishes, right? So I began to go out to the polls and I began to watch. Now, at that time, Mr. Polak, he was teaching, so he couldn't be at the polls like the other campaign runners were. So he had this 70-plus-year-old mom out there, and I'm wondering, why is she sitting off to the side, ostracized away from all of these other black people who I thought were one big black happy coalition? We want everybody who's running to win that seat. And she began to tell me some of the things that some of the other candidates and the other people out there were doing to her. And I thought, wow, man, this is crazy. Once again, that's why I always say I never wanted to get into politics. I am not a politician, and I don't want people to label me because a lot of the calls I've been getting, or a lot of the message, well, hey, if you're going to run for school board, you have to listen. None of this has to do with any of my work, or the capability of me running for school board. I'm not going to be quiet about what's right because I'm running for school board. You know what I'm saying? So we can leave that, where it starts. However, I begin to see these black people whom I respected and see their actions towards one another while fighting for a seat, once again, and I think in a system that is twisted. So that even though the perception is, yeah, all of these black people are together, that was farther from the case. These black people were attacking this man like he had, and I know this man, he had done nothing wrong. Second example, right? Same gentleman, Mr. Taj Polak, I think this was last year. He was on the council, and another black member was on the council, and it came time for, I think this was after Chuck Allen's passing, I'm not sure, don't quote me, but it was one particular meeting, because I was there, that Taj Polak was named the mayor pro tem. At that meeting, when Taj was named the mayor pro tem, this other black individual who was also on the council stormed out of the meeting and threw basically a hissy fit and, made a long diatribe afterwards because that individual wasn't named the mayor pro tem. And after that, once again, this individual and her family continued to disparage my brother. So tell me, where was the coalition of working together and being happy for black people then? Right? Where is this big hold my mule, kumbaya, Kwanzaa moment that was supposed to happen then. That show you that these individual peoples have individual agendas. They may look on the surface like they are for the black community, but that incident right there showed me this ain't that. So I don't want you to think this is what this is. You know, even though once again I didn't do my article in any malicious manner, I could have said, yeah, look at these crooks and, you know, these people are, but this is what the article says, right? That's what I did. So I didn't tear people down, but I've literally seen, you know, a lot of these black quote unquote leaders, and every time I say leaders, please put the quotation marks up there. I've seen how these people acted towards other black people when their needs or their wants were not met, right? Case in point, another brother. Now, if you watch a video, and I'll say his name because, you know, we've talked about two times. Another brother whom was in one of the videos, Mr. Mark Stevens. Black man who served on the council with a few of the current people that are in the political structure around this county and city. He called and told me about some of the things that they, and when I say they, I mean we, like the other black people on the council and that time were coming at him with, calling him names because once again he had a different point of view than them. And he actually told me about one day he had voted against the other 2 or 3 African American members on the council. And then about a week later, a black man came up to him, got out of his truck and pulled out a whole big Desert Eagle and told him that he had better vote with the brothers from now on out, right? And once again, he's agreed to talk to me. So once again, that y'all gonna hear that story from his own mouth. Nevertheless, where was the black lift up each other, you know, we are somebody rainbow coalition that people are talking about when I read that article, right? He continued to see or show, you know, other instances where other black people were coming against him, right? Let's go on. Let's go on further. The lovely Miss Hiawatha Jones, once again, who's been on the council. She was running, you know, against another black lady and, you know, doing through all that campaign, you know, I heard people saying, black people saying disparaging things about her. Saying that she was this and she was that. She's not black enough. Some of the same people that you revere in these political leader spots, right? Once again, I ask you, where is this black unity in situations like that? Once again, I can go on and on. Let's go to Miss Sylvia Barnes, right? Sylvia Barnes, longtime member of the NAACP, called me about, you know, mid last year talking about how the NAACP had counseled her lifelong membership because of something. And I still don't understand what went on, but other people, other black people, tell me, oh, well, she did this and she did that, she did this. But once again, Miss Sylvia is like, okay, well, nah, I didn't do anything wrong, this and that. So once again, there's a political infighting in these organizations, right? But they're going to show you the unified front. Like we're all working together when everybody has their own separate agendas. Take it a step further. Received a call from Mr. Curtis Gatewood, member of the NAACP in Raleigh, talked about how allegedly, because let me say that, Reverend Barber sabotaged his campaign when he was trying to run for the state president in favor of Alex Spearman, the late great Alex Spearman. I met him as well. But Mr. Gatewood tells me how all these black people came against him to bring false charges and magnify those charges and destroy his career because they had an agenda that Mr. Spearman be president. Now, once again, I don't know this situation personally, but this is my illustration, right? That is my illustration with this. Why is it, you know, all of a sudden now it's about the black people don't tear each other down. When and that's just a few examples. I can go on and on about how I hear black people tearing other people down. Oh, no, don't mess with that person. Oh, well, yeah, she's cool, but don't do this and that and the other. They're backbiting when there's a position at stake or something of that nature. So it pains me when I see people, you know, messaging me or calling me and say, hey, you know, do you really think you should be like, there is no black unity. Let's talk about the hundreds of black preachers here. Can't even get together for, you know, you invite all the black preachers out and maybe 5 come. I remember I'm not even going to get into that, but I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Where is the black unity among the churches? Right? Or we can go in once again the streets. There is no black unity. We have 3 teenagers getting killed within a 3-month period and nobody says nothing. That is not black unity. We're supposed to call out what is wrong. Right? No black unity. So it's selective, right? When things are brought out about people that you may have respected or they may have been your friends or what have you. But the truth is, behind the scenes, these same people are tearing other black people down. And so whether you fight publicly or privately, because some people say, well, no, as long as you do it behind closed, no, you still fighting. So let's not put up a front of unity like everybody's walking around holding my hand, patting each other on the back, when everybody, you know, you better watch when they pat you on the back because they may have a knife in their hand. Now I'm going to show you this one more post, and this is the post. I hope my boy, I hope he didn't take it down. Okay. This is what my boy posted, right? And once again, this right here is an example of what I'm talking about, right? We're talking about black unity. Now, this my boy, mind you, she at a club, and shout out to my boy Fonte Moses. I'm just going to use this for educational purposes. So, fair use. And I hope this is the right one I need. No, this ain't it. But watch this lady. Now, this lady had been on the floor twerking. She's obviously drunk. And, you know, she has a friend who is trying to help her out. Listen. So that is the video. Hold on, this is a better version of the video, so you can actually see what I'm talking about. So this is the young lady laying on the floor, you know, doing a whole bunch of gyrating. I'm not going to show any of that because, you know, maybe a kid is watching. So, but you see in the picture that she has a friend that's saying, get up, right? Get up. Where is the black unity there? Is that good for our community? Right? Is that something, you know, that should tear our community down? You know, somebody might come and say, well, why is he recording that? That's not good for the black community. That ain't what I'm saying, Fonte. I don't want to fight you now. Go ahead now. I'm just using this for, and fair use, by the way. Fair use, that's Facebook video, fair use YouTube. What I'm saying to make that point is, you have a young girl trying to help her, you know, saying, okay, get up. Now, that's that black unity. Get up before you make a fool of herself. But she goes on to keep dancing and dancing. Now, my man called that out. He's showing that out, right? Where are the black people that's going to say, no, get up. That don't look good for our race, right? What? Come on. What kind of example are you setting, right? So where is this black unity, kumbaya, lift up the race in every situation? If y'all get what I'm saying. However, when my brother Fonte showed that video of her dancing on the floor, maybe when she sobers up and be like, God knows, I was wide open. Maybe I don't need to drink that much anymore. Or maybe I don't need to drink at all. Or whatever the case may be, him being able to show that this woman's, I mean, I guess it's not an indiscretion because, you know, ain't nobody stop her, right? That must be uplifting the black community, right? Hope y'all get what I'm saying, right? So the thing, once again, that I want to let people know that there is no coalition of black people who are fighting continuously to make sure everybody in the black race wins. No, there are some other people, some of the people you think that are fighting that way are fighting for their positions to make sure other black people lose, right? And when I say lose, I don't mention, I'm not talking about I'm talking about lose at life. And I received once again a very disturbing message from even family members. What is this, the fight that you want to be fighting? What are you fighting? I said, look, what am I fighting? I took my disparaging post down. Yet and still, I still see people talking about, the post that she made, and one brother was defending me and sent me a message and things. People calling me, asking me, am I all right? Yeah, I'm fine. Once again, because I can get nasty and messy because that's what politics is about, right? Every time I speak about politics and some of the things that go on, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing all that. I ain't gonna talk about people, but I guess that's what politics about. That's what my aunt said. Well, you don't want them to expose your record. I talk about my record every day. You can go online. I got a whole 15-page, 37-page printout of all of my charges. It's over there. I don't want to get it out. So we can go over each and every one of my charges, and we can talk about each and every one and what I was doing and how I did it. Right? I'm the type that's want to put all my indiscretions on the table, right? But then after that, I'm going to say, okay, let's see yours. Now, who is willing to do that? Not a lot of people. That's what I was telling my brother, who was, and once again, I commend my brother because he came in the spirit of love. He came in the spirit of community, not even knowing the backdrop. So after we talked and we were supposed to set up the meeting, I was like, okay, look, I'm going to set up the meeting, right? But apparently I'm supposed to be the one that this individual is supposed to talk about tonight. If this meeting is genuine, I don't expect to see my name, on this social media. However, the meeting was rejected anyway. And then you see the post that a lot of people are referencing now, which once again, I'm not even going to address. Because once again, I feel like I don't owe anybody an apology for reading a public article with anybody with 2 eyes and 2 fingers and access to the subscription, or can drive down on John Street and get the paper out of the rack from the New Old North. I don't think I have to apologize for reading that. I don't see where that is illegal. But, nevertheless, I'll apologize for my reading of that article that offended you, the offense that it caused in your opinion. But in that case, let me apologize to everyone who was mentioned in every article that I've read from that paper, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if an article comes out tomorrow and there's names and information, I think I have the right to say, okay, well, this is what the article says. Now, if there's a dispute about it, then, you can come and, make your own or do your own thing like the other individual did. But, I want people to realize that there is no strong black coalition, and that's just not in Goldsboro. That's around the ward because, you have people who has been their lifelong dream, to be in that seat, or maybe they weren't that popular in high school, or whatever, what I'm saying? But, I'm not going to compromise, who I am and what I stand for at the risk of not winning a seat. Because like I said, I'm going to do what I do for these kids, whether I'm in a seat or not. And as we have clearly seen over the years, the people in the seat has done nothing for the children, in my opinion. Or as my brother said, I always say, allegedly. Peace and blessings, man. 919-587-7782. Y'all can call me, man. Let me know what y'all think. Is there a black coalition of unity? Or is just a complete facade or disillusionment? Because what I've seen from the people who are supposed to be our leaders, I've seen them tear other black people down worse than, their counterparts. But maybe I'm retarded. You can't say retarded no more. Maybe I'm stupid, right? I don't even know if you can say that anymore. Everybody's so soft, right? But yeah, maybe I have a different perspective. Maybe that's correct. But peace and blessings. I thank y'all for listening. No offense to anybody, but I hope everybody got what I'm saying. I've received a lot of messages about tearing the black community down and black community infighting when I've seen nothing but that. Especially since I've gotten this, I guess, atmosphere, for lack of a better word. But peace and blessings, man. Y'all be safe for the weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm not watching it. I'll be doing something else.